Whether you're a PC gamer or you prefer a console, there's an RPG out there waiting for you to come along and revitalize your love of the genre. From epic quests to chilling mysteries, here are the best RPGs you've never played. Part episodic adventure, part RPG, The Council was the first title released by French developer Big Bad Wolf. The story takes place in 1793, following Louis de Richet as he searches for his mother on a private island near the coast of England and rubs elbows with historical figures like Napoleon Bonaparte and George Washington.
Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Louis navigates the treacherous waters of intrigue using a social influence system. By combining skills and items, you attempt to outmaneuver the other guests in charged conversations called confrontations. In this way, the council gamifies dialogue and manipulation, with confrontations functioning like boss fights. The council's emphasis on player choices set it apart. A single word out of place can create a ripple effect with branching consequences. Quick thinking and attention to detail win the day as you delve deeper into each of the guests' personalities. Through stunning graphics, fresh mechanics, and clever storytelling, Big Bad Wolf have set themselves up as an emerging name to watch in the RPG world. Released on the PlayStation 4 and PC in 2016 and the Switch in 2017, Am Setsuna evokes the nostalgia of 90s-era RPGs. The game takes place in a winter-gripped land beset by demons. To appease these demons, the maiden, Setsuna, is chosen as a sacrifice, a long-standing tradition among her people. You control Setsuna and her companions as they travel to the last lands to complete the sacrifice. When at last they arrive, a being called the Time Judge presents them with an opportunity to break the chain of sacrifices and end the true evil once and for all. Though it saves future generations, this victory comes at great cost. Am Setsuna is a tragic tale that centers on the themes of sadness, sacrifice, and loss. The thoughtful writing, sweeping piano score, and beautiful graphics come together to create a truly immersive and moving experience. Rounding out this feeling is a strong cast of characters with their own motivations and trauma. Forgotton Anne manages to take mundane items and infuse them with whimsy and wonder. Released by Square Enix Collective in May 2018, the animated indie platformer is one of those rare games that ticks all the boxes. You play as Anne, a human enforcer in a magical realm inhabited by sentient objects forgotten in the real world. When these so-called Forgotlings rebel, threatening Anne's ability to return to the human world, she embarks on a quest to restore order.
Tiffany, it's good to see you're okay.
Anne, I'm so glad you're here.
Give me a situation report.
Of course, Madam Enforcer.
With the ability to manipulate anima, the essence that powers the Forgotten Lands, you hold the fate of the Forgotlings in your hands. This power presents one of the core conflicts of the game, punishment or mercy. Once you take a Forgotling's anima, there is no going back. Forgotton Anne's visuals steal the show, featuring lush cutscenes and detailed environments reminiscent of a Studio Ghibli film. The immersive environment feels like a mashup of dystopian fiction and Edwardian England. This is further complemented by the game's moody score, performed by the Copenhagen Philharmonic Orchestra. Illusion of Gaia is a forgotten gem of the Super Nintendo. Released in North America in 1994, the action-adventure takes place on an alternate version of Earth, incorporating many real-life sites, including the Great Wall of China and the Nazca Lines. These locations play a key role in unlocking the final area, hidden at the apex of the Tower of Babel. You play as Will, a young man whose father disappeared during an ill-fated expedition. Though with his father when disaster struck, Will has no memory of what happened or how he returned home. When an evil comet approaches the planet, Gaia, a mysterious being of dark space, sends Will on a quest to save his world. Accompanied by his friends, Will retraces his steps back to the Tower of Babel, unlocking new powers as he goes. By far, the best thing about Illusion of Gaia is its story. Filled with twists and turns, it will keep you guessing until the very end. One of the best-looking Wii titles out there, the last story takes place on an island fortress amidst an ongoing war between humanity and the Gorak. You play as Zale, a sword for hire with dreams of knighthood, as he and his squad complete missions. These take you to several locations, including forests, tombs, and volcanic caverns. Building momentum, the game gives you time to form a bond with the main cast. Though they rely on some familiar tropes, the chemistry between the characters is one of the last story's greatest strengths.
Balancing on the edge of a knife. That's how we live our lives. I'm not gonna make you live like this forever, Zale.
The battle system is where the game shines brightest though. Using real-time tactics, you can dive, dodge, attack from cover, and lure unsuspecting NPCs into a trap. It's fast-paced and exhilarating from the beginning, and continues to improve as you learn new abilities. With the addition of online multiplayer, The Last Story is a versatile, no-fluff cinematic action game that will keep you on the edge of your seat and leave you wanting more. Despite its convoluted name, Baten Kaitos Eternal Wings on the Lost Ocean is a near-perfect intersection of setting, story, and mechanics, even if it sounds a little complicated on paper. Ready? The game takes place on a cluster of floating continents, created in ancient times after the evil god Malpertio made the original planet uninhabitable. Eventually, mankind adapted to their life in the sky, growing wings that allowed for limited flight. In this mobile society, one-winged Callus is an outcast, despite his mechanical replacement. While seeking revenge for the death of his family, he encounters a woman named Shella, and the pair embark on a quest to stop the bad guys from unleashing Malpertio back into the world. Told you it's a little wacky, but honestly,
Who cares?
the game's mechanics center on Magnus, magical cards that absorb and store the essence of real-world objects. Even contained, the objects continue to age in real time, fruit rots, and milk curdles, altering the card's effects. You can use these cards for a variety of purposes, such as food, medicine, weapons, armor, and special battle moves. Each party member has their own deck, drawn from at random during combat. The higher the card's spirit number, the more effective it is. This unique combat system, paired with a compelling plot, storybook-like visuals, and Motoi Sakuraba's masterful score, create a truly immersive experience. Here's a tip too. If you do decide to give this zany RPG a try, make sure to change the audio settings to mono. Otherwise, all the dialogue is going to sound like it's been spoken through a tin can. True fact. Released in May 2018, Omensight is an action murder mystery set in the same universe as stories The Path of Destiny. You assume the role of the Harbinger, a legendary warrior who manifests in times of great peril. Emerging into a land crippled by war, you witness the world's destruction by an evil serpent. You are tasked with investigating the murder of Vera, the godless priestess, an event which appears to have triggered the apocalypse. By reliving the final day over and over, you draw closer to the truth, using your Omensight to create a new timeline. To forge a new future, use shadow key individuals who played a role in the world's destruction. You can choose one of 4 main characters to accompany each day, using visions and clues to influence their actions and open new roads of investigation. Combat, on the other hand, is a mixture of magic, time manipulation, and sword play that has you dodging poisoned weapons and pillars of fire. Attacked by forces on both sides of the war, you may find yourself killing the same character you fought alongside in a previous loop. Sometimes deceiving or killing the leads you sympathize with is necessary to unlock new information. Hey, saving the world is a grim job, but someone has to do it. This real-time strategy and tactics-based RPG was released on the Sega Saturn way back in 1996. Taking place in Legendra, a once prosperous world threatened by the return of the evil god Madrak, the game prompts you to choose one of 8 rulers to play as. These rulers command generals and their armies, which can travel to different locations, engaging enemy nations in battle. Each ruler has their own campaign, complete with a unique story, ending, and cutscenes. Beyond impressive character progressions, Dragon Force's big draw is its combat system. During battle, up to 200 soldiers take the field at a time, resulting in some epic showdowns. You have an array of special attacks and commands to choose from, with skirmishes lasting until one side retreats or runs out of hit points. You can even try to negotiate before the battle begins. Your path in Dragon Force depends on the choices you make, meaning each playthrough is its own unique experience. When atmospheric pollution almost destroys the world, the remaining humans band together and create a purification system called Basil. Civilization flourishes around Basil's central tower, monitored by Zenith, its mechanical core. This sounds like a sweet deal, until you discover Zenith also meddles behind the curtains of society, predetermining a person's social status and lifespan like some kind of mischievous deity.
How could this be our god?
The game's 3 main characters, each an anomaly in their own way, band together to form a mercenary group. While completing odd jobs, they stumble upon a plan to subvert Zenith's rule, to which they are inexplicably tied. Resonance of Fate uses a quick-paced tri-attack battle system, centered on different firearms and combination moves, and believe us, it is stylish as hell. Part real-time, part turn-based, you can move around and perform actions determined by your total action points, all the while gunslinging your little heart out. The unique combat system, character development, development, quirky personality, and gorgeous cinematography make Resonance of Fate a truly underrated showstopper. Though it was originally released in 2010 on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Resonance of Fate received a 4K facelift in October 2018. In other words, you have no excuse to not get your hands on this little-known gem. If you're a fan of Norse mythology, Valkyrie Profile will be right up your alley. Although the game was released for PlayStation in 1999 to critical acclaim, an enhanced version of the game was ported to the PSP with the new title Valkyrie Profile, Lenneth, in 2006. Finally, Square Enix resurrected the game for mobile platforms in May 2018. Valkyrie Profile uses a turn-based combat system where each of your party members is assigned a button on the controller. Pressing the corresponding button on your turn orders the associated character to attack. Meanwhile, the game's story follows Lenneth the Valkyrie as she recruits the souls of fallen heroes in preparation for Ragnarok. It's a high-stakes tale of duty, love, and sacrifice. Complemented by a fantastic soundtrack and gorgeous graphics, the game will keep you invested to the end of the world and beyond. I'm very upset that Skies of Arcadia is not on that list. It's one of my favorite games of all time, one of the best RPGs of all time, but no one's ever played it and it makes me sad. Ah!